So, as most of you guys are probably aware, I've been working on a city for the past 6 years now. That's a pretty long time at this point. And I was working on my city this weekend live, and I realized, what am I doing? Why don't I upload another city tour? After all, there has been quite a few changes since the last time I uploaded a tour, almost a year ago now. So yeah, if you were to join the world today, this is what you would see first. This is our subway station. For now, there is only one, though I do plan on having other subway stations around the world. I just really haven't put any time into it. It's not really a project that interests me all that much. So for now, it just acts as the new spawn of the world. Nothing too interesting over here, though there is a little map of what used to be the entirety of the new city. It's actually quite outdated now. You can see, well, okay, well, okay, that looks better. It's very outdated at this point. This is all filled in over here. There's a big area back here, and this has, I believe, expanded to the side. All right, so getting into the actual city, if we head up these stairs right here, we find ourselves in this nice little downtown area of the world. There's lots of shops around here, lots of kind of low-rise building, little 3-4 story buildings. It's a very nice area. It's my personal, probably favorite up until the new area that I've been working on most recently. But I'd say that this area has a whole lot of character, honestly. And you may notice, those of you who are returning, this river is now kind of curved. I haven't done it all the way down, but I'm starting to do it, and it just makes it look a little bit better. I'll detail this river a whole lot more soon, just not yet. In the effort of making this place look a whole lot more lively than it was, you can see we have all of these shops over here. This is my newer kind of design for more retro shops. This is Bass Drop. It's a music store. You can see it has lots of different music, lots of different records. And it's kind of a unique design for a store. I really love it, honestly. Definitely recommend making a music shop. And some of these builds, especially in this area, are actually fully furnished, which is very nice. Like this one right here, you can see we have a bathroom. It's not like the best furnishing ever, but it's definitely, it brings a little bit more character to the area. And in case you're wondering how I did this TV right here, these are actually maps. If you go into the end, you can actually create blank maps if you go into the void. Definitely a good tip for making TVs in vanilla. But yeah, there's also an upstairs to this build, which has a different layout, which is pretty nice. Kind of more confusing to walk through, but, you know, still pretty nice. And next to this, we have a tiny little grocery store. And it is, yeah, it's pretty small. You know, we have some various fruits and veggies over here. We have some cash registers. I don't really know what this stuff is, but it looks cool. It's almost like a convenience store kind of thing. And apparently just a really small room back here. I don't know. And of course, just like the last build, there are fully... Whoa, okay. This looks worse than I remember leaving it. There are interiors, though. And this is a slightly bigger building. You can see we have a very nice bathroom here. I really do like this tiling here, and there's a little inset in the wall where, I don't know, you'd put your soaps or something. This is a pretty cool bathroom in my opinion. And the whole house, this whole apartment looks pretty nice, honestly. You get a nice little view right here. And yeah, there's not much more to say than that. And there's like a little back area here. What is this? Window? That'll kind of segue us into this little secret back area here. One thing I want to do more, especially with the newer parts of my city, is I want to add little alleyways like this. I think it adds a lot of character to the city. You can see like there's, I don't know, is this trash or something? I don't know what this is. A little hole in the wall. That's cool. But yeah, in this little alleyway, there's like a ton of life. You can see this is like a little skate park. It's pretty cool looking. We got some vegetation over here. Oh, hold up. This tree is bald. That's bothering me. Better. And there's a little area here I honestly don't remember. Got some pipes. Very cool. Coming back out of here, you can actually see this is the build that inspired this whole style. This was originally built over by the college campus, which is still a newer project in the world. But I was just free building this, and I thought it looked really nice. I was building with Grape Donut at the time, I believe. But I built it over here, and I was like, wait a minute. This is actually a really cool, unique build. I'm going to bring it over to this new part of the city, and we'll kind of start over. It kind of created a whole cascade where I blew up a ton of buildings in my world. Definitely recommend that video. I'm gonna post that, hopefully, maybe. There's actually something pretty cool. There's a little sewer right here. And this isn't fully built, but there's a little start to a sewer. And I think this would be a really cool thing to continue throughout the city, as I have some interesting ideas for games we could play on this world, but I don't want to talk too much about that for now. If we continue down this street, you can see we have some more unique builds. I believe all of these on this street should be furnished, though I'm sure not all of them are. We have some birds here. This is actually a pet store. If you come over here, I thought there were supposed to be dogs in here, but apparently it's just another bird with a ball. Okay, interesting. If we continue this way, we have some just various stuff. Buckets, I guess. That's cool. And this is Cold Larry. He needs $50,000 because cool. This is like an old inside joke, but he's just a turtle. He's freaking awesome. Gotta love Cold Larry. And of course, we have our aquarium fish over here. You can see there's some different types of fish and some nice little aquariums. This one has like a little cave. Kind of cool. So yeah, nice little store. Lots of personality. And I believe, once again, it should be furnished. Okay, so coming up here. Yeah, okay, so this was fully furnished. But all of these blocks are broken. These are all custom blocks that I made that broke in the 1.20 update. Yeah, it broke all mods pretty much across the board, and I never got around to fixing it, and I'm really angry about that. I think that's stupid, but it is what it is. At some point I'll go back and fix these blocks, I suppose. You're gonna see that is the case in a lot of areas of this world. It's really sad. Why can't I open up doors? Hello? Weird. Okay. You're gonna see that that's a problem throughout this whole world. This is a really empty area. Cool. Whatever. Just because I made all these custom blocks, and so any newer structures I have, probably use them somewhere in them. So there's going to be a lot of those update blocks around the world. Next door, here's a nice little coffee shop. I honestly love this build. I believe this interior was mostly done by Hyper Starlet, or Grape Donut, as he is known on YouTube. Definitely recommend checking out his channel. But yeah, this interior is really cool, really unique. We have a waterfall over here. It just has some really nice texturing and a lot of character. We should be able to go upstairs somehow, though I honestly don't remember how we get up there. I want to say there's an upstairs, though. Maybe over here? Oh, here we go. Okay, so we have a staircase up. And I definitely remember using my custom blocks in here, so yeah, some of the stuff is definitely broken. Moving on now, we have Spook Spirit, which is like a Spirit Halloween kind of store, if you know what that is. Pretty cool, but it's empty right now because it's not Halloween. But there is an upstairs once again, and I definitely know that this is furnished. This was furnished more recently, but it's all broken. Again, big problem, I guess, huh? I'm not going to show off too many of these interiors that are broken, but yeah, it's a pretty big plague in my world. Continuing down the street, we actually have a nice parking garage over here. I'm pretty proud of this one. This was one of my earlier parking garage designs. The exterior looks absolutely fantastic, but if you go inside, it's kind of underwhelming and pretty unrealistic, especially with this ramp here. But it's alright, I still think it's a really nice looking build, especially from the outside. And yeah, there's a lot of just random apartment buildings over here. Like, these are some pretty nice ones. I believe, once again, furnished by Hyper Starlet, but the exterior was made by me. And there's some little balconies back here and on the front, which have some pretty interesting views. Right here, we have the architecture firm, which is still a newer build that we never completed on the inside. But you can see there's a lot of update blocks. So once again, all of this stuff is just ruined by the removal of features from Minecraft. Continuing down the street, we have this nice little green area. I definitely want to add more of these in around the world. The little pops of green add a ton to the environment and helps make it all more grounded. Continuing this way, we have a hot dog truck and we have a taco truck. Pretty nice. And across from that, we have a sports bar. This is actually one of my favorite places in the new part of the city. There's some nice TVs here for watching the big game. A nice little bar area. And yeah, it's just a really cool area to hang out. And there is some outdoor seating in case there's like a really big party and you want to hang out outdoors. Also outside, right next door, is some of these nice seats, which belong to this restaurant right here. It's a very fancy looking restaurant. You have to come over here to talk to the hostess to get your seat. And yeah, it looks very nice. Obviously, there's a lot of broken blocks, which that's a whole problem across this whole world. Right next door to this fancy restaurant, we do have a little community center here. I don't want to go through the interior too much because there's not that much to show towards the back, but there is a nice table tennis court, and there's also a little weight room in here. Next to this is our fire station, one of our few fire stations here in Ardbury. It has only 3 trucks, so it's kind of a smaller station, but it is still very handy, especially since, you know, this is a very popular area. It's good to have a few of these around such a large city. Next door to this, we have Artistic Ink, which is a tattoo parlor. Most of it's not broken, so I'm going to show it off. You can see these are where you would get your tattoos. There's your little needle. Yeah, it's a pretty nice store. And then next to that, actually in the same building for once, we have Haven Apartments. We have a nice little apartment downstairs, so it's a more high-end apartment, as you can tell. But sadly, the apartments don't exist. Okay. Continuing outside, we have another dual shop kind of area. And right here, we have a bike shop, actually. This was built by Grape Donut again. He does a lot of our interiors here. And yeah, I think it turns out really nice. You can see we have some bikes up on the wall here, some random bike parts. And yeah, it just looks really good. This way, we're going to see a lot of builds in this section that aren't fully furnished. Some of them might be. Honestly, I don't even... What is this? When did this get here? Holy... What? I have no recollection of this building at all. I don't know who built this. Oh, it actually looks pretty good. We got some nice stoves here. These are huge. Holy crap. Oh, good work, whoever did this. We have a back alley here, and I haven't fully decided what to do with it. I had a few different ideas in my mind, but I'm not too sure. I might just make it into like a little park area. And in here, once again, I honestly don't remember this at all. Cheese Bed and Breakfast by Cheese Boy. Cheesy Boy. Dude, good interior job, dude. I remember when he started working on this, I think. Good job, though. It's so funny. So I let random people join the world, like viewers, when I go live. And so it's kind of cool seeing what they get up to while I'm not watching them. Like, apparently this is a pool. We got a little pool area here. I have no idea what this build is supposed to be, but it's cool. Community center, maybe? I don't know. Next to that, we have Trexit Poop. Okay, all right. That's definitely vandalism. This is Trexit Co. So this is a company that Trex owns in the world. He made this forever ago, and I don't think it ever really got finished. But the idea of the product was it was going to be a game console. It was supposed to be like Trex Tendo, right? He called it Trex Tendos, which was supposed to be like Nintendo. So like game consoles, but in Minecraft. So we were gonna have like mini games and stuff that he would make, but he never really finished them. Cool idea though. We do have a couple more buildings, including a parking garage and some other random building here, which I do like the design of actually. But if we continue down the road, you can see a lot of these buildings are blown up, which, like I might have mentioned earlier, I blew up a bunch of old buildings to make room for this newer style. And so this is just the continuation of the inevitable destruction of this side of the world. Tragic, really, isn't it? But I'm going to go over a few notable buildings that I would like to keep. So here's the bank. The bank is really cool. Also, there's like a cool poster here that Great made. But continuing in this way, we actually have a fully working bank in here in that it keeps track of everyone's money, and you get money for doing different things in the world. So here's a bunch of... It's really a blast from the past because I haven't kept this updated. But you can see like a bunch of different people who have been on the world. And like you can see their money. So like in here we see Action Jackson has 80K. Pretty cool. Let's see how much I have. Where am I? Wait, where am I? Hello? Oh, here I am. How much money do I got? Only 600K. Continuing on down this street. Also, someone just built like a random train or something here. Old train lol. Again, people build like the most random stuff on this world. It's funny. But continuing on, we have this really nice street. It looks very complete. I do actually like it, but the style is very repetitive, and that's why it's going to have to go. And this is actually really the edge of the city over here. Most of these buildings over here will be demolished at some point. I'm going to keep them as long as I possibly can, but they'll be demolished eventually to make room for a newer style of build. As for what will be replacing it, this whole area I plan to make a big factory area and lower income housing. And down this way, we're going to have a big trading harbor. Looking at some notable builds from this section, over here we have the 50 followers statue from back when I streamed on Twitch. This was a huge deal to me at the time. As you can see, we got it 4 or 5 years ago now. Pretty crazy. We also have the Pineapple HQ over here, where you can buy some U-phones. We have the U-phone Max Pro Mini. All those over here in all their different colors. We have the normal U-phone. We have the U-phone Max and the U-phone Max Pro. Lots of different options over here. And in case you're looking, we also have the Pineapple watch. That's pretty cool. We have the U-pads. And we have the pack books. That's pretty cool. And we also have this screen here where we have AI options that will help you make the best decision for your purchase. We also have the Sky Pods over here. That's pretty cool. And you can continue upstairs. These buttons should work. As you can see, we're teleported upstairs. And there's just some small offices over here. Here's another interesting build that will be being taken down eventually. This is the Phantoms football stadium. The U-Green Phantoms are a college in the area, actually over in Greenville, which is the town next over. This stadium was built, what, like 3-4 years ago now? So it's pretty old, but it honestly still looks pretty good. I just want a stadium that's a lot bigger and more to scale, I think. But if you look down here, what's really cool is all of these players were actually viewers, which saw my channel a whole lot back when I streamed on Twitch. So you can see there's a lot of names that were pretty common back in the day, such as, I believe over here, this is Jorge Robs. This guy was freaking awesome. He kind of disappeared. Actually, they're all pretty awesome. Shout out to these people if you're still here. Also, Moxie snuck himself into the crowd over here. That's pretty funny. Also, you might notice this track over here. This is actually our old monorail, which used to go through the city. But it has been torn down just because it's really in the way. I would love to get another rail system like this going on in the city somewhere, but for now, it had to go. And it will continue to disappear until, yeah, it's got to go, basically. Over here, if we continue on, this is 666 News. This is our news building. There's actually a couple different iterations of it throughout the world. This one will most likely be demolished, and I'm going to make a newer building for them. But yeah, it's channel 666. Pretty crazy. Back here, you can see there's some more different facades over here. Nothing too interesting to talk about, though there is a little clothing store here. This is a very cool idea, too, using armor stands. Definitely love to see it. Another couple interesting buildings to show off. This is the Cinnamon Theater. This is a movie theater in the world. Kind of like Cinemax is the idea, but it's also like Cinnamon. I don't know. It's funny. But yeah, we have some nice theaters here. I think they actually look really good. I'm pretty happy with the way they turned out, except maybe the fact that the seats are set up in the way that they are. But I still think it's pretty cool. Next door to that, there's another notable building. Here's the arcade. This is a build. The interior was done by Jackson and Grape Donut once again. It's very colorful, and I actually really like the way that it worked out. I don't think any of these games actually like physically work, but they all look really good. Next door to that, we have more apartments, and there's a little hardware store down here. And more apartments once again. This is a pretty cool looking area. And what's so cool about these apartments is they have like a half decent view, other than the fact that you're directly next to the highway and you know that this noise is absolutely terrible. But other than that, the view's kind of cool. Like, I mean, come on. That's a nice view. Across the street from that, we have the post office. Pretty unique looking build. It actually goes into this concrete over here. So that's kind of cool. But you can see we have some different post boxes over here. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this build. I believe the interior was done by Grape mostly. I might have helped out a little bit. Honestly, don't remember. And these trucks actually come out the other side. So it's a pretty interesting design for sure. But it looks pretty good. Also, you can see there's some, I don't want to like show off this part to the left too much, but we have some nice signs over here. I definitely like these. These are built by, I believe, Zella. So we're going to continue up this way. And most of these are not furnished, I don't believe. A lot of these are just kind of little back areas of different builds that you can see up front. But this one's nicely furnished. This is the kebab place. Oh, is it actually just called that? Oh, okay. Yeah, once again, the furniture is broken, but it's a cool kind of Greek restaurant. I love the detail on the ceiling also. This was built during one of my live streams with my viewers. I think it came out pretty good. Not too much to see over here, but there is a pawn shop over here. This is owned by Stuff and Things, who is a channel member. Shout out to that guy. We never really finished the interior, but yeah, it's a pretty nice build. I like the big sign he made. And in the back, there's just a little parking lot. Honestly, it's kind of too small. Like, I feel like your car wouldn't actually fit, but it's all right. Not a big deal. And next to that, we have a little construction site. This was built by DJ Gaming. Shout out to him. He's freaking awesome. I love this build here. This is really well done. Honestly, the crane might be a little bit on the small side, though. If you've ever seen cranes in real life, they're freaking massive. It's kind of unreal. But yeah, I love this, but it's in a really bad spot because I already had a build planned here, and he just kind of plopped it right next to this build. It's funny though. It stays for now. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it or move it or what I'm gonna do with it, but I'll figure it out at some point. Back here we have a nice big road here. This is not a highway, but it's kind of a multi-lane road. And it actually crosses under the highway. And it comes out here the other side into this freaking fantastic looking view. Holy crap. Isn't this good? Isn't this freaking amazing? So if you come out over here, you get this nice view under all of these skyscrapers. And there's a nice little overpass right here. It's really unsafe for anyone trying to cross the street, but there is a crosswalk here in case you need to, leading up into a staircase. And this is probably my favorite part of the whole city. This thing is freaking insane. This street, look at this. Lots of big skyscrapers, big modern skyscrapers. Over here, this is the newest skyscraper, and I actually forgot to put in the bottom windows, so that's kind of embarrassing. But this is now the new biggest skyscraper in my whole world, and which is pretty funny. It's also the lowest skyscraper, because none of them are as low into the ground as this one is. But yeah, nonetheless, it is still the tallest. I do plan to have buildings that are taller, because this one is, well, it's probably only like 120 blocks taller, so 130. But yeah, I mean, I plan to have bigger ones, but still, it's a pretty damn big skyscraper, isn't it? But yeah, this street is one of my favorites. This is really brand new. It's not more than a month old at max. This is going to be a nice hotel. I haven't done any of the floors yet, but there are going to be floors going all the way across and a big viewing area right here on all of the floors. It's going to look great. Over here, we have a police station, not furnished inside, and someone took down the ACPD sign and put in American flags, I guess. And down here, we have some like parking for the police department. It's probably hard for you guys to see, but there's parking down here. Across the street, we just have more skyscrapers. Most of these don't have interiors. They're very new, and just recently I haven't been in the mood to do interiors. So, yeah, a lot of them, no interiors. We have a nice little parking lot over here. And this skyscraper right here is built by Anant. I think he's doing a fantastic job. He actually did not finish it yet. He's still working on it, and he kind of chips away at it every single stream that I do. But yeah, it's looking absolutely fantastic, my guy. Keep it up. There's a lot happening in this city, and it's constantly changing. And one of the funny things about uh it changing when I go live is there's always just random stuff popping up like this. Someone built like a random car crash over here. In case you're wondering, these are custom modded cars that I did not make. I just found them online. But someone took them and made a little car crash out of it and made these nice custom vehicles, which these look freaking insane. We have a gas station over here. This was built by DJ Gaming. I actually love the big overhang here. I think the other one that I have in the world is like way too small. But yeah, it looks really good. This build was also built by him, and so is this one. Continuing this way, we have this awesome parking garage over here. This is actually, I think, the most realistic one I have, because the whole floor is slant instead of having like a weird staircase going up. So it's more realistic than my other ones. I really love the design. I think it looks super nice. Next to that, we have some other random modern buildings. This one has really nice interiors, and they're absolutely freaking massive. Well, the interiors aren't done. The layouts are massive and done. So, like, if you come in here, oh, maybe there are interiors. Huh. Okay. Well, oh no, they're not finished. This is all one apartment over here, so they're like luxury apartments. You can see, I think there's like 5 bedrooms or something like that, something crazy. But yeah, there's like a ton of different stuff over here. Here's like a little office space. That's technically a bedroom still. Yeah, there's like a ton of bedrooms. Huge apartment. Really, I probably should have split these up into 2 or 3 different apartments in the same building, but still, it's pretty cool. All the floors are copy and paste in it though, so no interiors yet, but the walls are at least put in, so it looks pretty nice. Backing up here, you can see we have some really nice views of this part of the city. I absolutely love this part, and it is brand new, like I said, so it's constantly expanding. Um, it definitely takes forever. It takes a ton of effort to build these large buildings, but I am loving the process of it right now. It's been a ton of fun. Also, you might see there's a bunch of these random planes around the world. People just love building random planes. You'll kind of see them throughout. I've deleted a bunch of them that were incomplete, but people just keep building them. Like this is, I believe, DJ's plane. Looks pretty good. There's another one over there. There's just a ton of them throughout the world. You'll see them throughout for sure. So there's a couple more skyscrapers I want to look at before the end of the city part of the tour. This was the first skyscraper I ever made, and it's honestly pretty bad. I'm kind of torn about whether or not I should keep it or just get rid of it, just because the scale of it is off and it's kind of small. But obviously it still means a lot to me just because it is the first one I ever built. Anyways, continuing on, this is one of the more recent ones. I made a short about this. This is my 500 followers, excuse me, subscribers tower. It's a pretty nice tower. I think it's I personally like it, but a lot of people have mixed opinions about whether or not it's actually good. Me personally, I love it. This ZT logo, this is Zombie Tech. One of the companies I want to start working on in the game. There's going to be some lore kind of built around them, but yeah, it's a pretty cool company. At least the idea I have for it is pretty cool. And over here, this was the old tallest building of the world. And this is fully furnished except the bottom floor. This is the Psyche logo. It's the Nike logo, but backwards. Like a backwards check mark. Because, I don't know. All the logos are like weird and backwards in this world. Because copyright or something. But yeah, they all should have fully working interiors, but I think I copied them over, and so some of the stuff might be broken. Yeah, you can see like a lot of these trap doors are broken and in spots you wouldn't expect them to be. But yeah, the interior is fully done. I love the interiors for these builds. Just I have to go in and fix all of them because all the trap doors are broken. Over here, we have a really nice park area. You might notice that there's this path going all the way along here. This is purposeful. There's like a bike path you can take or like a walking path, I guess. But it's pretty cool. This is like a nice little city park. Here's an area where concerts can play. I guess for smaller artists because this is a pretty small concert area, but it is pretty nice. You can just walk throughout this whole park, and over here there is a gazebo. Very nice. And you might be saying to yourself, what is this big eyesore over here? Well, this is actually the old site of what was going to be the Lucky Horseshoe Casino. As you can see, there's some very mixed design decisions in here, and it really hasn't turned out all that great. I'm unsure about what to do with it as of right now. But it's certainly, for now, it just sits as an eyesore. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with it soon. Cool concept, but it's really big and kind of not that well done. But anyways, if we cross the river over here, we have some nice houses. In case you're wondering, this area over here, the whole city, this is called Ardbury, and now that we cross the river, this is all Greenville over here. So these two houses, maybe this house too. These are not built by me, these are built by random viewers, I believe. Let's see, these should have names. This is Pixaplay's house, I believe this is Brian's house, and I'm not too sure who built this one, let's see. No interiors because I'm bad at it. This is STEM CD, hey. I really like this one, I just wish you put an A-frame roof on this. But other than that, it looks really good. Honestly, all these houses do. And then there's just this one house that's just filled with water, because when you let viewers join your world, people also do this, and it's depressing, but it is what it is. We're going to continue on this way real quick, and then we'll turn around and head back this way because it's a dead end. Over here, we have a couple mansions, and this is by the ocean. So here's a nice mansion. It's kind of smaller. It's kind of hard to say it's a mansion. It's a modern house. It's very pretty looking. It's got a path going down to a dock down here. But yeah, it's got a very nice view of, well, nothing right now. It's just the void out there, but it will be. And it's very secluded and private, so that's nice too. Down the road, though, this is the biggest house in the whole entire world. And my God, it is massive. Also, there's a working door on it, I think. Close. Open. Hey, let's go. So if we go down this absolutely massive driveway, here it is, the largest house in the whole world, for now, for now. This is a mansion, this is a proper mansion, and boy, does it look freaking amazing. Going inside, it has a very unique layout where you can see there's this whole open area all the way up to the top of the house. There's a lot of empty space that's unused like this. I thought I had like a little living room area, but I guess not, huh? Big dining room, big kitchen, very nice area. Office space, yeah, it's the whole shebang. It's the whole thing. I absolutely love this build, and obviously it got hit just like all the rest of the builds in my world with the mod breaking stuff, but it's still a really nice build, and I absolutely love it. So over here, there's another empty lot, and my plan is for this to be my own personal dream house right here next to it, but that's coming further down the line when I actually feel like building stuff. Until then, this just sits as an empty lot, and we're just going to continue down this way, back through the rest of Greenville. So over here, this is a house I built more recently for a video about how to build houses. It's not my favorite in the whole world. I don't think it's my best work, but it has a full layout, and there's a video on my channel about how to make these style houses that I do recommend watching if you are interested, because I think there's a lot of really good tips in that video. Kind of a sleeper. Continuing this way, we just have some more kind of generic house designs. This one has a dock, though. That's pretty cool. We'll just kind of go through these designs really quickly because I don't think there's anything that interesting to say about them. This one doesn't even look complete. Like, it looks like it needs a window there and there, so that's pretty funny. I guess I never finished it, huh? Also, the fact I'm using normal glass panes here is kind of crazy because I think it's like the only build in the whole world I'm doing that. This house looks really nice also. Something about it, it just looks good. I don't know how to like describe it. Something about the colors and just I don't know. It looks good. And you may notice there's all this empty space behind these houses. This is all brand new terrain. In case you haven't noticed, if you haven't noticed, I'm doing a freaking fantastic job. All of this terrain was handmade, actually. This is a super flat world, but all of the terrain is entirely handmade. I have to plan out all of these hills. It takes forever, and it's just a constant project I have to work on, just slowly building up the terrain. But the plan is to have all of this covered with forest back here, and then to have another road kind of going along the top there. Moving forward, we have more houses, and right over here we have a nice little beach. Look at this. We got a parking lot over here, and across from it, yeah, a little lake beach. This is a lake, not the ocean. It's not a pond, it's a lake, but yeah, it's pretty cool. One thing you might notice is actually there's no intake for this poor lake. It goes out this way because there's a waterfall over there, and it goes out this way into the ocean. So there's no intake right now. Probably at some point I'm gonna add a river entrance here that's gonna go up, but that's a future project that I'm honestly at this point not feeling like doing. Future me problem. If we turn this way, we have a single house over here, probably my personal favorite house in the whole world. There's just something so nice about the way you come into it, and there's just this big open space. You can see upstairs, it looks really good. We can continue on into the kitchen, and the kitchen looks really nice. In case you're wondering what I'm using for this kind of weird, funky tile, this is actually dried kelp. Pretty crazy, huh? But yeah, there's nothing too crazy about this house, but I think it just looks really nice. It has some nice lighting in it, obviously with the lake. It just looks really good. No real complaints. Moving on, you can see over here, we have this nice little strip mall area where we have a pizza shop, which was built on a stream quite a while ago, but it's a pretty cool looking build. And next to that, we have a little music studio. It's kind of a weird, funky build, but I like it. It's pretty cool. Here's like the producer area, and if you come in here, here's like a soundproof room for you to, I don't know, rap in. I don't know. Oh, let me out. And next to that, there's just a random empty building. Nothing going on in here, just empty. So, what's across the street? What is this weird castle-looking build over here? Well, this is the... What's going on the roof? Belgium. Okay. Yeah, we have a real obsession with flags. I'll explain later. This is the prison. This is our prison right here. You can see we have a nice entrance. Here's a paddy wagon. And if we continue inside, we have like a little visiting area where you can visit with cellmates. We have some just other random areas, like here's an eating area. And over here is a cell block. So it's pretty cool. I had lots of games that were planned for this area, but I never really finished it. Bro moment SMH. There's so much weird stuff around this world. Um, but yeah, it's a cool looking build, I guess. But honestly, it's really outdated, and I would love to update it at some point. Fart smeller. Like, what's going on here? Like, what is this? Also, out back, there's a fucking Cybertruck. That's cool. Don't know why that's there, but it's there. Someone, hold up. Oh my god, someone broke out. Holy crap. Someone broke out of prison. This is crazy. Only to be trapped in the wall, I guess, huh? Or not, they escaped over here? Huh. Random ass lore. If we continue down this road, we actually get to this little stores area over here. This whole area I want to get renovated because honestly it's just not that good in my opinion. I think a lot of the shops look unrealistic and are definitely not in the same style, and it definitely bothers me. At some point I'll come back here and renovate it all, but for now it's gonna stay the way it is. Because I'm only one person, I can only do so much at once. We have a gun store over here. If we come inside, there's really nothing that interesting. We have pistol. We have pistol, we have shotgun. Very nice, very nice. And back here, I believe there's like a shooting range thing going on. Right here we have a tiny little gas station. This is a really bad one. I'm not a fan, personally, but yeah, at some point I'll renovate all this area like I said. Across the street, this is U-Hop. It's like IHOP, but U-Hop. Pretty stupid. Basic design inside. Didn't really put that much effort into it. Doesn't even look complete to me. Continuing on, we have Blue Robin over here. This is kind of a cool looking store, honestly. I like the outside of it. I like the way I did that. It's like Red Robin, obviously. All allowed, apparently. Okay. Maybe some places have discrimination. That's kind of weird. Oh no, here's the ban wall. Samantha plays in Gerald. I don't know what happened. But yeah, pretty cool looking shop. Across the street, we have XOOX. There's a convenience store called OXO, and this is the not name brand version of it, I guess. Pretty basic inside. Next to that, we have a bowling alley. I actually love the interior for this build. I think it looks absolutely fantastic for the most part. I mean, maybe it's a little bit bare, but it looks pretty good. And you can actually get a bowling pin, a bowling ball. And you can throw it right here. And bam, now we're bowling. The pins don't actually work, in case you were wondering. Over here, you can see we have the 100 followers statue from when I streamed on Twitch, and the date which I achieved that. That's pretty crazy, honestly. It's an insane achievement. Really happy for that. And I really like the build itself. A lot of people find it funny because it looks like I have boobs, apparently. But I don't, guys. I don't have boobs. This is just because I'm leaning slightly forward. Calm down. Calm down. Across from that, we have a car dealership, and no city is complete without a couple random car dealerships around, because why not? This is cheap, which is like Jeep. We have a random market over here, and this is definitely one of my worst builds in the world. This is just really lazy, honestly. Ignoring the lazy builds, over here, we have a fire station, and I absolutely love this fire station. A lot of people don't. But it fits 8 different trucks. All of these are designs by myself, which I'm really quite proud of. The rest of the interior is not done, but yeah, the actual station itself looks freaking awesome. Over here we have a gym. The exterior looks like absolute garbage, but if we come inside, I actually think it looks pretty good. You can see we have some, I'm guessing these are like row machines, some dumbbells over here, some barbells for deadlifting, squat racks, lots of cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff. Over here, you see this abandoned building? This is 666, channel 666 News. The old one, the old and abandoned one. And you may be wondering why we even keep this. It's kind of a terrible building. Well, we kept it for one single reason. Let's go inside and find out what that is. So if you come up here through this very rickety area, actually it's not this one, it's this door over here. This is the old map of the world from like 3 years ago. I wish I dated this, but it's a really old map of what the city used to look like. This is the city. This was the entire city right here. We had like 4 random buildings. All of these are blown up, by the way, in case you're wondering. And where we are right now would actually be all the way down here if the map were continued today. So it's a lot bigger now than it was back then. Pretty crazy, huh? I just love keeping this build just for that pure fact that at one point the city was really small. No, we're over here, so we might as well continue down this road. This is Green. This is a very new area of the world that has the college. This is the stadium that someone built. I believe it was Picks of Plays, I want to say, maybe. And it's a really cool stadium, but it is a little bit small. So similar to my other stadium that I have, this will eventually be torn down in place of a much bigger stadium. Also over here is the town hall. This was originally in the city. For those of you who have watched the other tours, it's now moved over here, and it's going to stay over here for now just because the city is definitely a very different style now than it was. Over here we have a bus stop, and this is the Redstone and Technology building of the university. It has some cool stuff in it. Again, a lot of stuff broken by the mod pack, but there's just some random stuff. I don't even know what this says. What is the point of a repeater? What is the point of a comparator? True or false? You can make a button act like a lever. Okay, there's just some random true or false questions. I guess you'd have to pass that in order to get your redstone license. And yeah, here's a redstone testing area. A lot of cool random stuff over here. Continuing out back, we have some people playing frisbee because they're in college, and everyone knows people in college have to play frisbee. In case you're wondering how I did this, well, I didn't do this. I think this was Hyper. Um, this should be an armor stand right here, who's holding a whatever that is, Heart of the Sea maybe. But yeah, that's pretty cool looking. Over here we have another random college building and some art. This is probably like a history building or something. I'm not too sure, honestly. This whole area, in case you're wondering why it looks so bare, it's brand new. It is very new, and I haven't had time to fully decorate it. As you can see, a lot of the area doesn't even have grass fully filled in, so it's very, very new. So, give me some slack there. There will be art right here. There will be raised ground, trees, foliage, whatever. There's going to be lots of stuff to fill up the space. And over here, this is a dorm building. There's nothing inside. A lot of these, like I said, brand new, so nothing too interested in going on inside. Over here, this is going to be the math building. Once again, no interior, sadly. Continuing on this way, this is, once again, an area where I'm slowly building up the terrain. It's a whole process, and sometimes I don't want to do it, so it's not complete. The plan is to have this road go over the highway, which is going to continue in through this tunnel. And this road is finally going to connect up over here to the other side of Greenville, through the woods over here, into, this is like a farming area in Greenville. And you can see, these are random viewers' builds. It's really funny because I actually cleared out this whole road in order to do renovations, and people just started building random stuff here because they were like, oh, empty space, we got to build stuff here. I appreciate the builds, it's just the placement is really funny. Also, you might be noticing there's a whole ton of, oh my god, there's a whole ton of flags over here. Damn, holy crap, what? We have a little bit of an obsession with America in this city, and it's a lot, it's a long story, it's hard to explain, but holy crap. What exactly is going on here? This is terrifying to look at. Let's not look at this anymore. Let's continue on. But yeah, these are some random builds that some people made while watching the streams. They look, well, they're incomplete really, but it's just really funny. I cleared out this whole area to renovate, and then immediately people build stuff there. But yeah, continuing on this way, this is also pretty new. This is the new farming area of the world. This is like a little apple farm over here. You can come in, park your car here. You can pick apples in this field, and you can actually make apple cider over here. This area has a whole ton of character, but once again, it is really new, so there's some areas that just look incomplete like this. Still though, I really like it, and I'm pretty proud of the way it turned out. These are oak trees, but they look pretty convincing when they're in rows like this as apple trees. And next to that, we have this awesome, huge wheat farm. The wheat doesn't even load all in at the same time, so it's pretty freaking crazy. But there's an awesomely large farm over here. My plan for this whole area, continuing on this way and out a little bit this way, this is all going to be farms, and it's going to look freaking awesome, and then it's going to go into deep forest, and then maybe eventually into like hills and mountains over here. But it's all very new, so you can see like there's going to be another farm here I've kind of planned out roughly. The plan was to have like another one over here, but people built stuff there. Like I think this is a carnival. Hard to say really. I thought there was a sign somewhere, but I guess not. Carnival looking thing someone built. And then here's like a tennis court. This is cool. I'm probably going to keep it. I'm just going to move it because it's kind of a cool looking build. It's just in a terrible area. So heading back into the suburbs of Greenville, you can see we have all sorts of stuff going on over here, including there is that plane right there. We have all of these houses down here. There's nothing too interesting to show with these houses. This is a Cessna, in case you're wondering. I don't know who built this, but it looks really good. If we continue on, you can see we have a little epidemic in the world where everyone just keeps spamming American flags everywhere. We had a meme back around the 4th of July where we were just talking about America nonstop. And so people just started building American flags, and I never got a chance to take them down. All of these houses in this row were built by me, except for this one, and these two. This was, well, holy crap, there's a bunch of them now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's it. I didn't build those. The rest of these I did build. Yes, I built that one. I built this whole area over here. Most of these I built. Pretty cool. This area over here, this is probably one of my favorite streets, especially more recently. You can see we have these nice houses over here. This one I'm actually really loving. It looks really good. And there's some crazy ass lore over here. I don't know what that is, honestly. I don't know what either of these are. But yeah, there's just some random, like, stream lore over here, for those of you who remember this stuff. And this is another house we built over here. It looks pretty good. I'm proud of it. But yeah, nothing too interesting on this row of houses. Oh, okay, there's a random house down here. Where did this come from? I have no recollection of this, but okay. Someone forced a little house into this little space. It's cool, though. It's all good. But yeah, like I said, nothing too interesting. This house was built by, well, it was built by me, but then it was renovated by Stuff and Things, and I want to say Grape Donut once again. Oh, and Sark. Gotcha. Yeah, they did really good with the interior. I wish they'd do more interiors together, because holy crap, this looks good. Like, goddamn. They do a really good job with this stuff. Random chest stuff here. Huh. We're gonna just review the park really quick. We have a soccer area, we have a football area, basketball, tennis, playground, volleyball, like beach volleyball kind of thing. And a baseball, what's the word? Field. Pretty cool. We have some random houses over here. After this house, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I believe there's one on the other side, 8. All those houses were not built by me. They're all pretty new by viewers. A lot of people love just coming over here and building random stuff. But you can see there's just some random houses over here with more American flags, of course. But the plan for this area was to have kind of some lower income housing and continue that on this way, and then leading into the city, of course, eventually. Um, just because a lot of these houses are more like high income areas, it'd be cool to have some lower income housing areas also. We have some more just random houses. You can take a look if you want. A lot of empty backyards. I'm going to have to come back and kind of fill these up in a way that I would like. And of course, we have more American flags, because you know what? What city is complete without 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, like a billion American flags. What city's complete without them? And apparently there's also like a burning jet over here. I don't know what happened. Little plane crash. We're almost done with the tour, actually. Here we have the original kind of shopping district of Greenville. This is a car dealership. Next door we have a little therapist place. Not too much to say about this one. Very poorly done. These are all very old builds. These are all 5+ years old, so don't judge me too much on my style. I know it's bad. But it's a basic interior, but I like the whole block, kind of. It's nostalgic to me. I'm gonna have to get rid of it at some point, probably, but it's cool. Continuing on, we have a convenience store here, and next to this is Eddie's Pizzeria, named after Freddy's Pizzeria, but obviously there's nothing that fancy about it. Across the street, we have Jerry's Ice Cream. Pretty basic area right here, but it looks good. Little ice cream parlor. We have Snail Shell Gas Station. Pretty basic kind of gas station style thing. It's kind of small, but yeah, it works. We have a radio tower and a radio station, but everyone likes to say this looks like the Eiffel Tower. It's supposed to be a radio station, like a radio tower, but yeah, just keep hating, fools. Just keep hating. It's not the Eiffel Tower. Over here we have Burger King. Excuse me, Burger Queen. This is Burger Queen. Uh, it's a pretty small restaurant, but it looks fine, I guess. Nothing too interesting going on here. It's got Burger Queen foot lettuce. Any remember that meme? Pretty funny, huh? Pretty funny. And across the street, we have McDonald's, of course. Still actually holds up pretty nicely as far as the style of the build. Not terrible. I mean, it's basic, but it's not terrible. And next to that, we have currently our only church in the whole world, I believe. Um, I do plan on adding in more eventually, but for now, it's the only one, I think. Pretty basic looking, but I mean, it's pretty alright. It looks good. And it has a little upstairs area right here with a bell. I think there's a bell inside here. Yeah, that's cool. And honestly, this gives you a really nice view of the world. You can see the whole city from here. It looks really good. And of course, you can also see the whole town. Yeah, it looks really nice. Good view. Kind of a nice central area of the world to look at. There's really not too much interesting to show. We just have a few more streets here. I do want to show this off really quickly. This right here is the first street I ever built on the world. And right here is the first house. So in case you're wondering where I personally started, I started here at this house. And it looks like someone has renovated it since, because the original interior was absolutely terrible. But it looks good inside, honestly. Whoever did this, good job. Well, except for the upstairs. This looks incomplete. But otherwise, it looks really good. Not too much else to show. There is a fire over here going on at this house. So that's kind of interesting. A little bit of lore going on. It's all burnt up, the poor kitchen. But yeah, I'm just gonna take a look at this plane because I'm sure a lot of you guys are yelling at me, take a look at the plane. So here we go. We're taking a look at the plane. This was built by, I want to say, James Ski. James loves planes. I believe this is YouTube. But yeah, that's a cool looking plane. Freaking love it. Oh, it's got the entrance. The entrance, probably. Looks good. Looks good inside. Nice little interior. Yeah, shout out to everyone who's come onto the world and helped me build in any way they already have. I really do appreciate it a ton. Be it with random details like the planes, of which we have like a billion. We might want to slow down with the plane stuff a little bit until we get an airport, because we don't have one yet. But until we get one, we might want to slow down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate everyone who's helped me out in any ways that they have. People who've built random structures around the world like Anant, uh, random planes like this. Anyone who's helped me out with the terrain even, because that's a big project that obviously takes a ton of time. I appreciate everyone who's helped in any way that they have. So thank you guys all for that. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole tour. In case you're wondering, this is a go-kart kind of track that we never finished. We built it like 3 years ago. We just never finished it. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for sticking around for as long as you have. Hanging in with the city stuff. I'm glad you guys are all enjoying it. I hope I can inspire you to build your own awesome city. And yeah, I'll see you all hopefully in the next one. Goodbye.